Okay, so we are on here. This is Tom Fleming, Tree Country 1330 WTRE, FM 104.3. Of course, WTRE Sports SD on Periscope and Twitter, WTREcommunity.com for people that are tuning in. We will be on air also, not just online this evening, so you can tune in and listen there. And also the bad guys from North Decatur, they'll be on WTRE Sports ND, and WTRE will be out in full force tomorrow night. The North Decatur team will have their broadcast, and of course Randy and I will be here with the good guys. So it is halftime of the JV game. Edinburgh leading South Decatur 32-8. Thankful to have Coach Dixon here with us this evening. Coach, we were just here not too long ago.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like that long ago. I know it was a couple days after Christmas, but it really doesn't seem that long ago now that you think about it. But this is a nice gym. You know, it's a nice atmosphere. It's open in a sense, so where you don't have to worry about fans coming on the floor, you know, those sort of things, cutting in front of you. It's a very, very nice venue to come play here. It's different. It's odd. You know, you don't see these gyms anymore. It's an old building, but I guess I've heard they've done some really good modernization and, did some things to help improve this. And I tell you what, it's one of the better ones we played in this year.
Well, and they had an extra gym back before that became the thing for a lot of schools. It's got a nice one over there.
Oh, yeah.
Play the Jacksonville game over there.
And that's another. I mean, could have two gyms like that. You could play a varsity game over there easily. I mean, like you said, we did. So it's just a great atmosphere. And I know they are continuing to host the tournament, their Christmas tournament. So we're in that for next year, too, which will be really, really good for us. We're excited about that.
So big night tonight up against the Edinburgh Lancers. I know one of their top players was hurt, out for the rest of the year, Pendleton. So big loss for them.
Yeah.
And, of course, I know Spencer still hurt.
Yeah,
he's getting an MRI.
He got an MRI today. We don't know the diagnosis. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's going to be good. And I hate to say that because, the kid was hurt over the summer, and he came out and put it all out there and started playing really well. I mean, he was playing really well for us. Then all of a sudden, bam. And I didn't even know it. Like, I didn't even see it at practice happen because it was just flowing. And all of a sudden, I see him limping. And I'm like, Spencer, what's wrong? And he's like, I'm all right. And then all of a sudden, he went straight to the trainer. Yeah. And, I had no clue that he even went. But it's just one of those things. Hopefully we can overcome that. That just, as the Pittsburgh Steelers say, next man up.
Yep,
and I want to cry today. One of my favorite players is Keith Miller. He's retired today.
Yeah, I read that.
I cried a little bit. I had a little tear on that one. So I know my dad will too. You want to talk about a professional athlete? That was him. He was a professional type of player, but we won't talk about that. We'll talk about basketball right now.
Well, and I'm not a Rams fan, but I'm irritated because they cut James Laurinaitis today, the little animal from Ohio State. But, those things happen.
Yep.
But, with Spencer and with the kid from Edinburgh, you hate to see anybody have that kind of injury, but especially when they're a senior.
Right, yeah, especially when they're a senior. That's the worst because it's like you still have that what-if factor. Yeah. What if I wasn't hurt? What if I didn't do this? What if I didn't do that? Those things are tough, and you never can really overcome that. You can mentally, but, physically, when you see the game, it's like, wow, I missed this. This was my senior year, and I missed it. Hopefully, it's not as bad as what I'm hoping it or what I'm thinking it is, because I really think it's like a torn meniscus, to be honest with you. But, I don't know. We don't know. He had the MRI today, and he's been hobbling all week. I mean, barely can walk up and down the floors, or the hallways at school and stuff. So we'll see. But the key tonight, Nick Binge stays out of foul trouble. If he scores and Oakley or Hunter, one of them two, put some numbers up for us, we'll be in good shape. That's the key tonight. I put that as a star of the week, in a sense. If Nick can stay out of foul trouble, we'll compete. So then that's the key thing if he stays out of foul trouble.
Well, and I guess it was yesterday sometime, that's a great game plan for next Friday night, too, against Hightstown. Get a couple guys hit a three, and get Matt scoring down around the basket and get anybody else down there.
Yep.
It's there for the taking.
Yeah, because we got to get one more guy to score. Mm-hmm. We have to get one more guy to score for us. And as soon as we do, look out. Yeah. Look out, really, because we can just when we want to put it together, we can. I mean, like I said, we've scored 70 points 3 times this year. But we've also given up a lot of points too. Yeah. So, but that's give and take. That's just how it works with those things. It's a learning curve. It's a new philosophy. Those sort of things. So hopefully we can finally get over that hump and finally stop somebody on defense. Yeah. That was our goal this week too. Is just to shut somebody down. if we can do that tonight, it'll give us good confidence going into next week and, going into sectional. Because that's just right around the corner. That's hard to believe.
Oh, yeah, there's days it seems like we've been doing this for a long, and there's only 3 regular season games left after tonight.
Yeah, and it's tough because, we have 2, basically home games next week. And, that's one of those things. Do you play 2 games that week? Do you play 1 game that week? And that's just where the cards were dealt this year. Yeah. So we just deal with what we got. But I know a lot of coaches like to play 1 game that week instead of playing 2. Because especially playing like on a Friday night, if you turn around and play that Tuesday, that doesn't give you much time for preparation. But, hey, I just got to deal with what what was handed to me, which is fine. If we just put it together and play, I think we'll be all right. But hopefully we get lucky and get that bye and play on Wednesday. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, and tomorrow night, of course, really solid North Decatur team. Seen them play a few times. And definitely have their faults that are out there.
Right.
So, but again, not only facing off against your in-county rival, but it's senior night for them too.
Yeah, and I know they want to get out there and they want to win the conference outright. And if they win tonight and then they beat us tomorrow, they'll be the conference champs, and that's what they want. They want the outright conference champs, going undefeated in conference. That's tough. We have a tough conference. And they just have played every conference game well. And they really have. I saw a couple films on them against conference opponents, and they've played really well against conference teams. Yeah. So, good for them. But the good thing for us is they're senior loaded, so that helps.
There's 7, I think.
That helps. But, still, though, they have a very good JV team. Kyle does a real good job. I know we do the coaches show all the time. We talk all the time. He's got a system now where he's been there for a while, and you can see the system starting to really, really unfold, and that's nice when a coach has been there for 4 or 5 years.
14
I think it's his 14th year, so that helps.
Unbelievable. You don't see that.
No, you don't, especially in this where it's 10 months of the year. Yeah. Basically, you're doing it. Coaches get burnt out. They say players get burnt out. Coaches get burnt out worse than players do. I can be the first one to admit it. Because there's points in times where it's like, oh my goodness, really? You got to get up and do this. You got to go do this. You got to go scout. You got to watch this film. And it wears on you because it's not just you do it at school. You do it at home as well. And a lot of people don't realize that. I mean, there's been plenty of nights where I'm falling asleep watching game film. Just to try to get a little edge on something. Right. So, and it's just as much as teaching. But you don't get paid nearly as much.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it's certainly we've over the course of the year we've talked about, Randy and I have talked about some little bullet points that you've had for the kids throughout the course of the year, and having to constantly go back and kind of refresh that in their memory.
Yeah, you do. Stuff too. It's a teaching job. This is a teaching job. So hopefully we can just learn from this season. I think we've come leaps and bounds farther than I ever thought we would. Just because of the way the kids have wanted to play. So we'll just try to get it together tonight, and if we can, it'll be good, especially going into sectional. Oh, yeah. Let's just get us some confidence going into sectional. I think we'll be all right, and I think we can just I think we can compete with anybody in our sectional if we just play. If we just don't have a mental block. Yeah. That's our big key thing.
Well, and the message has been the same all year. And so, you would think by this time of year they've kind of got it. Teenagers have to be reminded every once in a while. Yeah. But, that's kind of been the focus all along. Yep. Where are we going to be at come sectional time?
Yep, and that's the key thing, and that's just right around the corner. Yeah. So it really is. It's right around the corner. So, but I got to get back in that locker room, so I got to do that. But thank you, guys. We appreciate it.
I'm going to check with you real quick on starters for tonight.
We will go Oakley, Nathan, Nick, Matt, and Hunter will be the starters for tonight.
Hunter, got it. All right, Coach, thanks so much.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, see you. And again, that was Coach Dixon getting ready for the varsity game tonight between the South Decatur Cougars and Edinburgh Lancers. Right now, we're coming down on the 4-minute mark in the third quarter of the JV game. Edinburgh leading South Decatur 41-14. We will be back on air at 7:20 to prepare for the varsity matchup. Again, tonight we're on Tree Country 1330 WTRE, FM 104.3, WTRE Sports SD on Periscope and Twitter, and WTREcommunity.com. You can get the North Decatur game, WTRE Sports ND on Periscope and Twitter, and also on WTREcommunity.com. There's a great link on there to help you get where you need to go. So we will be back later. Thanks.